Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers in Turkey hold a cash card distribution to relieve refugees' financial burden. We get an in-depth look at Daping Elementary in Miaoli and see how it's fighting against decommissioning. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lee-Shioda. Thank you for joining us. During the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, many non-religious events may be cancelled or rescheduled. However, Tzu Chi volunteers in Turkey stick to set dates every month for aid distributions. And the date of this month, coming at the end of Ramadan, went ahead as planned. Around 3,000 households of Syrian families displaced in Istanbul rely on the monthly cash cards given by Tzu Chi, with each family receiving between 75 and 100 lira.
Amidst the sound of chanting from the Quran, every month a distribution takes place in Turkey. As the distribution begins, Syrian refugee families are waiting in line to receive their aid that will help them make it another month here.
After accompanying them for over a year here in Sultan Ghazi, they have developed a deep sense of trust towards us. They can sense we are sincere in our care for them. They have not only a sense of physical safety, but their hearts can also rest easy.
To help Syrian refugees rest easy and lend a helping hand, every month families have been receiving cash cards with a value of $25 to $35 US.
This is a market where most aid recipients will use their cash value cards that they were given. Here, these cards are called BIM cards, named after this famous chain of supermarkets in Turkey. With these cards, every household can buy their daily necessities, especially the Syrian families who eat a diet with lots of green and yellow lentils and spaghetti noodles. With 100 lira available, they can buy over 100 packs of noodles.
As soon as Farlia received her cash card, she came straight to the market. To buy non-perishable food staples and daily necessities for her family of 6.
Although the card with 100 Turkish lira is not enough for everything we need, we are still so thankful that you have helped us. Everything you have done, you have already done enough, because no one else has helped us the way you have. We are so grateful for you.
The 100 lira we give them isn't just about problems that money can solve. For them, getting the support is more about giving them a feeling that someone is standing with them and that people out there care for them, which is very important to them.
These Tzu Chi volunteers are standing steadfast by the sides of these Syrian refugee families until the day they can all safely return to their homes. The cash cards are just an expression of compassion, and volunteers are confident someday these Syrian families will pay that love forward themselves.
Also helping refugees, but in Thailand, Tzu Chi volunteers have been holding regular free clinics on behalf of refugees in Bangkok for 1.5 years. To ensure these refugees can seek medical assistance with ease, the volunteers also babysit their children at the medical outreach, helping the children learn through games and activities.
Tzu Chi Thailand chapter has been holding regular free clinics for refugees for the past 1.5 years. At the latest free clinic, refugees come to wait in line early in the morning. Fortunately, the volunteers have prepared sandwiches for them in addition to planning activities for their children.
Perhaps they do not have friends or a suitable environment here. Maybe they are having emotional stress, but the children do not show their emotions. We let them draw here to release some of their tension.
At the area reserved for children, the volunteers, who are college students, encourage children to draw and play games.
Now that they are here, I want to supplement what they have learned at school, so they also feel like they are learning here.
With their children being taken care of, the refugees can seek medical attention with ease. Among the busy nurses here, Kazada Kaman has not missed a single free clinic in the past 1.5 years.
After getting the schedule of the free clinics for the entire year, I vowed to myself I would come to every single one. Coming with my co-workers or by myself, I want to contribute here.
In addition to safeguarding the health of refugees, Tzu Chi volunteers will also continue to be by the side of the refugees as they pursue a better future.
In December 2015 and February 2016, Tzu Chi volunteers in Yangon, Myanmar went to Taiki and Shun Nagun to distribute rice seeds so the farmers could start planting after the floods. One local farmer, Wu Santin, took up training to become a Tzu Chi volunteer and went from door to door to promote saving a handful of rice before cooking. Now each of the 90 families in his village have one rice jar at home so they can learn the value of giving.
It is the rainy season in Myanmar, but the farmers there are busy planting rice. This is the second time the rice seeds donated by Tzu Chi are being planted.
It's more expensive to hire someone to plant rice than to do it alone. But I still choose to use this method so my field won't become fallow.
The lowland farmland floods easily when it rains, but Wu Santen insists on planting the rice there early and harvesting it early. Volunteers from Yangon arrived at Wu Santen's home. To give him one Buddhist rosary, a gift from the Dharma master from the Jinsi abode in Taiwan. To Wu Santen, it serves as a blessing and a reminder of his mission. Committed to his Tzu Chi mission, he invites all the women to gather at the temple in the village. They come with their rice jars at this monthly gathering and share ideas.
I put my rice jar next to the cooking pot so I can remember to put a handful of rice into it before I cook.
There are more and more people donating rice, so we're thinking of a way to introduce saving money as well. This way they can help fellow villagers.
The rice the villagers donate will be given to needy people first. Any leftover rice is turned to money, which is then used for charity. The villagers have become generous in helping people. Tzu Chi volunteers in Yangon feel this influence can be expanded, so they have been taking Wu Santen to other villages to assist needy families there, so he can learn how to help other needy families.
In Jakarta, Indonesia, the gap between the rich and the poor is very wide. Among Tzu Chi's care recipient is Kusmianto, who has not been able to work since he has been plagued by cirrhosis of the liver, heart disease, and kidney disease. However, he still has 2 children that he needs to feed. 4 years ago, Tzu Chi volunteers began caring for the family, giving them subsidies to relieve their financial burden. Recently, volunteers visited him to check on his health and encourage his spirit. Tzu Chi volunteers use their day off to visit their care recipients. Today, they are visiting Kusmianto. Suffering from cirrhosis of the liver and heart disease, Kusmianto, though looking frail, is quite spirited when he sees the volunteers.
I'm so glad there's someone there to care for me. I'm so blessed.
This 46-year-old husband has been sick and unable to work for the past 8 years. 4 years ago, Tzu Chi began to assist his family with medical expenses.
I have more energy to face my life now. Tzu Chi volunteers are great. They care for me deeply. They're very generous when helping people. They don't discriminate against religions or race or creed.
Thank you, Master Zheng Yan, for establishing Tzu Chi, so we have the opportunity now to give. We do our best to provide care recipients with the best assistance.
Pasti kita maunya tuh yang terbaik untuk para kalangan kita.
My father has always been strong. He doesn't complain about his ailment. He always bravely faces the challenges the heavens give him.
With encouragement from his family and the volunteers, Kusmianto keeps a positive attitude and focuses on getting better to maintain a happy home. Today, we'll take a look at trains in Taiwan, the development of the high-speed rail system, and the subway system in Taipei. Travel by rail is not only good for the environment by reducing carbon emissions, but it is also a reliable means of transportation that many people rely on. From January through March 2016, nearly 3 million people travel by rail in Taiwan. Let's take a close look at this integral part of Taiwanese society.
In Taiwan today, there are a variety of ways to travel: planes, buses, trains, high-speed trains, and subways. However, before all other options, it was the regular train lines that provided the most convenient means of travel from north to south. In Taiwan, as a result of the railway system's development, urban centers developed around train stations, and train lines became the economic arteries of the island. Taiwan's first train line began running 129 years ago. Since then, trains have advanced from the old steam engines to modern electric trains. The Taipei Rail Association adopted a variety of train cars for use over the years. However, in the last 2 decades, advances in technology have completely revolutionized the speed of transportation by rail.
Taiwan's high-speed rail began regular operation on March 2, 2007. Before, it took over 4 hours to travel from Taipei to Kaohsiung. Now it takes only 90 minutes. This difference has changed a significant number of lives.
When the HSR came to Taiwan, it really changed the way people organize their travel. For example, if you work in sales or marketing, you can travel the day of business to reach your client or your event. The HSR has really increased the speed of business and also benefited tourism since people can reach their destinations faster and stay longer.
As the speed of transportation has increased, this has led to major changes in the lives of average Taiwanese people, who have seen their island shrink as travel from north to south grows faster and faster. The Taipei subway system of mass rapid transit, MRT, made its first run in the Mujia district of Taipei on March 28, 1996, which was the beginning of a new chapter in the history of Taipei. After 20 years of operation, the number of travelers on Taipei's MRT has increased drastically. In 1996, an estimated 38,000 people rode the subway in a single day. Now, that number has increased to almost 2 million people a day. For many, living in Taipei without the MRT is almost unimaginable.
It's so convenient you can ride one line all the way to the Taipei Zoo. Same with Danshui, it's really convenient.
There was no subway, then I'd have to take a bus like before. And with traffic, it might take over an hour to get where I'm going.
With subways coming by each stop at an average interval of 3 minutes and a conveniently arranged network of 5 different lines, the MRT has brought transportation culture to Taipei, known for its reliability and efficiency.
When people ride the escalators in the subway stations, people on the right stand and people take the left side to keep moving. The subway system has developed its own particular culture, which has affected everyday habits of people in Taipei.
People politely waiting in line and the priority seating in the cars are small details that people may often overlook. Likewise, the history of hard work and sacrifice that went into the system's construction and maintenance are not readily observable to guests. However, these are all aspects of the well-cultured and well-developed transportation infrastructure that has helped Taipei become the city it is today.
All students in Taiwan are entitled to an equal education regardless of their economic status or place of residence. Unfortunately, declining birth rates have led Miaoli's Daping Elementary School to be slated for decommissioning next semester. The small rural Hakka village is now battling to keep their school open and to teach the rest of Taiwan an important lesson in preserving community-based education.
Miaoli's Sanwan Township Daping Elementary School held a very special performance before the end of the semester. While outdoor temperatures approached 39 degrees Celsius, this didn't stop nearly all of the village residents from turning out. To some, it may seem like a happy party or celebration, but in fact, it is a protest.
I hope that we can first preserve this school and not let it become a branch school or decommission it, instead giving it an opportunity to transition. What happens when you decommission a school? Will young people lose hope? Does this mean our children and grandchildren won't remain here?
Over the past few years, the number of students at Daping Elementary School have declined as the school faces the threat of being merged or decommissioned. However, many people haven't given up, and the children here want to show off their hard work and accomplishments.
There was a professor who was very supportive of our school. He asked if we wanted to raise chickens, and that's why we have this one, which has curly feathers. it's a male.
The children here are very serious, and they say that they learn a lot of things outside of their textbooks. They even worked with a teacher to create an ecological pond.
这样就可以直接打开，就是开始放水。这个是雨水回收桶，如果水多的
If
话，
there's a lot of water, we fill up this pond and the frogs will lay eggs.
Turning on the switch, recycled rainwater flows into this ecological pond. Using this rainwater can replace the need for tap water and has won a silver medal certificate from the U.S.-Taiwan Eco-Campus Partnership Program, the only school in Miaoli to have such an honor. Despite such accolades, some fear this won't stop the school from being merged or decommissioned. The children have something to say about this.
我们学校虽然没有很多人，
Although there are not many in our school, only about 20 students, all of us need to go to school.
而且弟妹
My sister and brother study here, but we may need to travel very far away to go to school, which worries me.
In order to save the school, all of the residents of the community formed an association and began a petition.
They said that shutting down the school is like closing this village because compulsory primary school education should have a connection with the community.
学校是废掉。
If you get rid of the school, all of the young people will also leave, and there will be even fewer people and even less children.
With the community united behind keeping the school, Miaoli County finally relented and decided to maintain Daping Elementary as a branch of a larger school. The number of children enrolling in elementary school dramatically declined as a result of lower birth rates, leading to less funding for schools, as Daping Elementary is just a microcosm of the challenges that many face. The number of students enrolling to start elementary school has hit a new low. When compared to figures for 2002, enrollment has nearly dropped by half. Financially challenged Miaoli County originally wanted to eliminate 5 elementary schools, though in the end it was only able to merge 4 of them. Nantou, Penghu, Jiayu respectively decommissioned 4 schools, 3 schools, and 1 school. In Taidong, 1 important indigenous school was decommissioned, and Yunlin County designated 3 schools to be branch schools, and Yilan also designated 1 as a branch school. This meant a total of 18 schools were affected.
废掉一点机会都没有。
There's no hope if the school is decommissioned. The teachers can go elsewhere, but for these children and the community, the school will be gone forever.
Although some believe merging or closing schools is inevitable because of declining birth rates and lack of funding, others say such moves are done too hastily, and if left unchecked, more schools will be unnecessarily sacrificed. Advocates of keeping the schools are searching for a better set of standards, as well as supporting measures to give schools a chance at transformation for the sake of social equality and the right to access education.
Back in May, Suzhou and Changzhou Tzu Chi volunteers visited scholarship students of 4 elementary schools in Changzhou. A month later, volunteers visited them once more to check up on the kids. As for the more quiet children, Tzu Chi volunteers didn't forget to share their tips on how to enjoy a little of life's happiness. Separating into teams, remembering to bring along their housewarming gift, volunteers begin their home visitations.
Be happy. Your first thought in the morning should be, it's a great day today. I'm going to smile. Be good to yourself.
Children who come from poor families often shy away from attention. However, Tzu Chi's friendliness has won their affection.
When you have time, you can read through this. When we are able, we can become givers of charity in the future.
This is the first time this volunteer has finally realized the difference she can make in a child's heart.
My heart is in pain, but we need to be optimistic for them. We need to be brave and give them a smile.
After each home visit, volunteers update the scholarship students' information, and these entries become like marks on a growth chart. In Taiwan, 368 Tzu Chis from different parts of the world gathered in Hualien for a 5-day spiritual retreat. At the event, these young students immersed themselves in the Tzu Chi spirit and vowed to shoulder responsibilities and spread love at their schools.
Early in the morning, the Tzu Chi walked from the Jingsi Hall to Jingsi abode, reminding themselves of Tzu Chi's history with every step. Among them is a student who has joined the event despite suffering from cerebral vascular disease.
Just do what is right. I won't give up because of my health. I'm willing to follow in the Master's steps for my entire life.
Tzu Chis from different parts of the world are learning from each other at this retreat. One of them is a Tzu Chi, who has gone from Malaysia to Beijing to attend college.
Tzu Chi is an indispensable part of my life. My goal is to give of myself. Therefore, I hope everyone will also contribute as much as they can.
Master Zheng Yan also encouraged these young students to seize every moment to walk the correct life path.
从自己做起，把自己的方向带对，还要把自己的形象呢，作为更年轻人的典范呐，这才能带出了未来有希望的社会。我们是有肩膀的年轻人，
请施工上人放心。At the retreat, 22 alumni from Tzu Chi schools in Hualien and Tainan also take to the stage to vow to shoulder responsibilities and pass on the Tzu Chi spirit of selfless giving.
After shouldering responsibilities, Tzu Chis are often firm in carrying out their mission. In Singapore, 42 Tzu Chis used their summer vacation to join a beach cleanup. Although the results of their efforts were limited, Tzu Chis were still doing their part to safeguard the beautiful environment.
The seemingly beautiful beach is in fact littered with hidden garbage.
海洋占地面面积多少百分比？多少？71%。答案是71哈。答对了。哦。
Taking action to protect the nature, 42 Tzu Chis in Singapore have come to Sembawang Beach to clean up the environment on the weekend.
哇，好贵。
Due to tidal currents, much garbage has been buried in the sand. Therefore, these Tzu Chi have to put in lots of efforts to dig it out.
We found a lot of paper bags and glass. We discovered a lot of it after digging deeper. So this clean seawater has now turned black. We take the garbage with us. We take away what should be thrown away as we don't want to litter.
不要乱乱丢哦。这样子的一个活动需不需要办？
还是需要啦，就是至少有人在做，只是需要更多人去做。
Li Zhenghui usually carries her own reusable utensils and brings unfinished food home to minimize garbage.
The juice at my school tastes good, but I bring my own water bottle. There is only one Earth. If we don't take care of it, our future generations will be living in mountains of garbage.
Environmental protection is an important mission, and Tzu Chis are doing their part to safeguard the beautiful environment.
In the United States, in the past 11 years, each summer, the Tzu Chi Seattle chapter works with an organization to accompany families with disabled children on an outing. This year, over 100 families enjoyed a relaxing and fun day out with Tzu Chi volunteers, while the volunteers carried out their responsibility in style. We will leave you with these images at the end of the program. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.